Yo, what's up? I started a new segment called Mrs. and Mr. Right. I decided to start this segment because I had a conversation with a friend and he believed that God had one perfect individual for every single one of us. I personally don't agree with that because there's 7 billion people in this world and I don't think there's a possibility where there's only one right person for us. And so I decided to go out and interview people and I ended up in Cali. And this is how the interview goes. Comment and let me know what you guys think about that statement. Do you guys believe that there's such thing as one perfect individual for each one of us? I hope you guys like the video. Share it, comment, like, subscribe to my YouTube channel. That would be greatly appreciated. But hey, as always, God loves you. I love you. God bless and stay safe. Thank y'all and love y'all. So you're telling me that there's one person, you believe that there's one person in this, only one individual that's right for you?
I'd say there's probably more than one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you wanna answer that question?
Yeah, I mean, I found mine. No.
She's not joking.
no, literally, I'm serious. No, I don't think there's just like one person out there, and if there was, I think like that would be so hard to find. There's millions and billions of people.
Right.
I mean, nobody would ever get married then or be with anyone. So I don't think there's like one perfect person. I think that there could be a lot of different people that, you know, you have the same values, you share the same interests. I mean, I think there's a lot of people out there. I don't think there's just one person though.
Perspective.
Yeah. So I don't think so.
Okay.
I think that when it comes to having a partner,
Yeah.
it comes down to, does that person have the same values as you? And are you two willing to solve problems throughout your relationship? And are you willing to be committed to solving those problems throughout the entirety of it? So I think there's millions of people that are right for every person. But I think that, yeah, it all comes down to the values that they have and are they willing to get through their day-to-day.
I've got some hot takes on these. So I'm kind of on the I would say no, first of all. I'm kind of on the boat of like, if you hang out with someone once and it's cool and that's it, that's cool. If you're with someone for 6 months and it's good, then it's not good anymore, then you end it. If you're with someone for 20 years and it lasts that long and it's not good anymore and it ends, that's fine. I see a lot of people like when someone breaks something off, even if it was like a month or 6 months or 20 years, they're like, oh, that sucks. It's like, well, why couldn't it have been good for a week or 6 months or 20 years and then it's not a fit anymore? I think that's fine. It doesn't fit with a lot of like societal structures of like marriage and like a lot of like taxes are connected to like marriage and stuff now, so it's hard to break out of it. But I feel like I kind of go like on the less structural side of like, if I go on like 3 or 4 dates and that was fun and then it doesn't make sense to continue because it's not aligned, then that was cool. And then the next one.
But could you tell that it's not aligned after 3 or 4 dates?
I mean, it's kind of like, do I want to go on another date? If one person doesn't want to go on another date, then that's cool. Or like, if it's like, if one person's starting to like want more time, the other person's like, now like I'm in a phase where I need my time, like then that's cool. And if it comes back later, then that's cool too.
Okay, so let's talk about that. Let's sit on the marriage aspect of it, okay?
Okay.
Okay, so you're saying that, so let's say you're dating someone for 20 years and things just you're not feeling it no more, you're just you're not even gonna try to work it out?
I think there's more investment if it's longer, but like, if it's just like painful and brutal for like 5 years, I come from Boston where like people don't pivot enough. Like they'll stay in the same job for 30 years, or stay in the same marriage for 30 years that they don't like. And then I'm out here where people pivot like almost too quick in San Diego, where like if they don't like their job for 5 seconds, they go start a new business or go get a new job. Or if like they'll switch relationships way faster. I think the answer is probably somewhere in the middle, where it's like, all right, there's a problem, like let's try and hash it out. But like, if it's an unhappy relationship for like a long period of time, like what's the point of staying? Like, that's not cool for the person, in my opinion.
I feel like, so I think there is a soulmate.
I think there's always one person in this world that is.
Yeah, they just get you.
Yeah, they get you.
But
just one person? No,
yeah, it's one person. I mean, but I think you can find.
If there's like a twin flame, you know, just that. It doesn't even have to be like romantic. It's like that one person that's just your soulmate.
I don't believe that there's like a perfect or imperfect person for you.
Okay.
I think it's more about the effort you put into getting to know somebody and your willingness to do so.
Okay.
Like, I think you can meet anybody from any part of the world and feel a connection with them, and like those connections don't particularly have to pertain to a certain person. Whereas like you can still cultivate like a deep and strong love with anybody you want to, as long as you put in the effort and they're willing to reciprocate.
Okay, I want to say before I respond to your answer, what's your thought process?
It's all mutual, you know, like if she's down, if you're down, it all depends on how each person feels. I
everybody has different feelings, everybody has different wants and wishes. And like if you're on the same page, then like fuck it.
You're on the, okay, so but like, what if you're really feeling her and she's not really feeling you?
Oh, I feel that. I feel that.
I feel like there's like people always say like you tend to like by like not wanting things, you tend to attract those things to you, you know,
Right.
by not chasing after something endlessly and just like letting something go and seeing if it'll come to you. I think you'll be a lot happier, more at peace than you would if you just kept digging after something you couldn't really like achieve that way.
Yeah, but it depends on how what you said. Like if she ain't feeling it anymore, like
Right.
what do you want to do?
Yeah.
I mean, it's up to you. Like how bad do you want her? Like, you think that's like the one person you said like special to you?
Yeah.
Then like that's that one person. If you have that like feeling, like every guy's not gonna want to admit that like, to their boys or anything like that. But they're
But
gonna
so
wanna
is she really
act
the
on it.
special person if she's not feeling you though?
I mean, shit, depends on how you feel. She
Right.
could still be that special person.
Okay, just wait, break that down a little bit more.
It's probably not the one. You said the question was, you know, is there that perfect
Right.
person for you out there? Perfect's a pretty narrow spectrum, but yeah,
Exactly.
there's definitely not just that one perfect person. There's someone you can connect with. That's what Marcus here said.
Yeah.
You just got to make the adjustment for it. But in the end, is there got to be more of a connection than there isn't a connection? For sure. And when you have more of the connection, then you can work it out, and then she is that perfect person. Because next thing you know, you're going out on the weekend with her, and she's one of your boys. Like, she's one coming out with you, talking everything over.
Yeah, so I think it puts too much pressure to just have one person. I think it's like you have a specific like small group of people that you are compatible with, which is like it both satisfies that need of a soulmate because it's like you are going to be picky and there is a super specific group that is meant for you.
Right.
Because it's like, I personally believe it's like what you put out into the universe is what you get back.
Okay.
So it's like when you're putting a certain energy out, a certain energy you'll attract back. And that is like the soulmate effect because you're going to find someone who's like on your wavelength.
Right.
So it's like the idea of the soulmate is like, it's not that it's just like one person that's born that you don't know and it's like destined to meet. It's like that you're just putting out an energy and you meet someone who matches that frequency. That is the soulmate.
So then why is it that we hear someone say, oh, I found the one, or I found the person for me? If there isn't that perfect person, how can that be a thing?
Maybe their connection is just, like, and it probably is super strong.
Right.
And they really feel like they found somebody that they could really be with and enjoy their time together. It doesn't mean like that's the end all be all. And,
Right.
you know, I don't know, nowadays, it's like even if they found the perfect one, how come it doesn't last, right?
Exactly. To you, the question is, if there is that person, why don't relationships last that long anymore?
I think different strokes for different folks. Like, you know, like some people want to be monogamous, some people want to be polyamorous, some people want, you know, open relationships, some people want different things, you know? So I think it just depends. Also, people change.
Right.
And so, like, if your values change and your perspective changes, then that relationship might not support your life vision or the goals or the direction you're trying to go.
They just understand you at all times.
So then why would you guys, so why do we see so much divorces if there's
Divorces.
Well, I think honestly, but I think honestly, when it comes to the divorce thing, I think sometimes people jump into situations that they're not really ready for. Like a lot of people want marriage for the glitz and glam of the wedding. You know, like it looks good. Like, oh, okay, like let's just get married, and then they figure out later down the line that person's not the right one for them, and it's just like. That's the point of dating. That's the point of like figuring stuff out. It's no reason to rush into something that you're not 100% sure about. Right. And you just ignore it because you want to be with that person. But
My mother always told me, if you want to make your marriage work, you just don't leave.
But what happens there in your opinion?
So I feel that. I mean, like, look, marriage is like an investment, you know? Like, that's like the next level of a relationship. So if it follows it's like, of course, relationships have like waves when they're in and out of sync.
Right.
But as long as you put the effort and time in, it can work out. And that's just what the end of it is. So it's like, of course, like I can't speak for every marriage. Like some marriages aren't like meant to be. But like, I think it's if you just find someone, even if you don't match the same wavelength, everybody grows and changes.
Right.
But you have like the same personalities and like the same output you're putting out there. You know, does that make sense?
You think so? It goes beyond just finding the perfect person. It's just willing to be able to talk it out and work through things out. That's basically what it comes down to. Would you say?
Yeah, I mean, it's just like any relationship, whether it's business or whether it's romantic or whether it's a friendship. Like, communication is at the center of everything. And if you can't connect through that communication and come to an agreement, then there's going to be no relationship. But a relationship is space in between one and another, right? So if we can start looking at relationships differently, instead of trying to figure out what is that space, how can we create intimacy in a partnership, which is a different conversation.
Okay, so for those people out there that are curious about that, how do you create intimacy?
Through communication.
Through communication.
Yeah, intimacy is met through communication and vulnerability, and being willing to step forward first.
Okay.
So if you can come first and take leadership within a relationship, then it closes the gap and it allows that person to feel safe so that they can come closer to you.
Communication is key, but the thing too with communication is that like it's one of those things where you just gotta do it. You just have to communicate. So when it's like, and some people like their nervousness to talk to their partner is really what stops the communication from happening, because it's like the fear of loss.
Yeah.
But like if you're with the person, they like you and you like them, like they're not gonna leave because you have trouble like saying what you want. Like, you just have to put that energy into it and try and just speak your mind.